In a talk the poet Robert Bly gave back in 1989, he references the fairy tale called Rapunzel. Now, many of you know this one. It's the one where a young woman named Rapunzel is imprisoned in a tower by a witch. Now, Rapunzel has really long golden hair. And of course, inevitably, a prince shows up and climbs to see her, using her hair as a rope, and connection between them ensues. Bly notes that it is not a prince who is climbing that rope, but a spirit guide or a teacher. And when the witch learns what Rapunzel is up to, she cuts off her hair and banishes her to the woods. The prince is then tricked by the witch, who hangs Rapunzel's hair on a hook so he will climb the tower. Upon seeing the witch up there, he falls out of the tower and into a rose garden where his eyes are plucked out by the thorns. He then, too, is condemned to wandering the woods for a decade. Wandering through the woods is a metaphor for estrangement from oneself. You're separated from the essence of who you are, and you suffer. So 2 notes to add to this story. One of the representations of the feminine is sight. Venus rules the eyes and the gaze because she is the brightest planet in the night sky, and light is traditionally associated with her. The prince ends up blind. Hair, in the mythological realm, in the dreaming world, is often associated with thoughts or the productions of the mind, the masculine or yang world. Rapunzel ends up without that. Now, the witch is not an outer figure, but an inner reality, the part of us that has bought into the wrong story about ourselves and insists on torturing us into taking a different path than the one we long for. Remember that a path does not lead to a destination. It just allows us to rejoice in the act of living. Now, do you see how powerful this story is? Both end up wandering around for 10 years without their inner feminine masculine to guide them. In his talk, Bly notes that we are wounded in those important years between 14 to 18 when the spirit opens itself to us for the first time. Spirit is, of course, our inner guide that pushes us to what our heart longs for. And it's not a person, though it is often projected onto a person. We are wounded because we are bounded by societal conventions and what our family history demands of us, so that we don't even notice what is calling out to us. I leave you with a question Robert Bly poses in his talk. How old were you when your golden hair was cut off?